Hello everyone, and welcome to another beautiful day here at the ADD workshop. Today I'm taking apart the Ridgid 18 gauge brad nailer. In my last video I kind of did a review on it. If you wanted to see how it actually performed and everything, just go check that one out. But in this video I'm taking the whole thing apart and seeing basically what made it so heavy, and as well kind of see how the whole thing was put together. So we're going to kind of tear into this thing and see how they built it. Alright. It looks like all the screws on this side. See if we can get them to come out. Got 3 out. Alright. Let's see. Let's a couple more of these out of here. Don't want them to go flying off somewhere. Alright, now I'm gonna move this back here. See what they hid behind that. Alright, let's see what we have under this little cover here. Nothing. Nope, we got looked like some kind of filter for sediment, and that's part of the plunger. Alright. Alright, so that is the piston. May have just broke it. Still works. Take the battery back out of this. And we have our piston. So we actually just saw that go. Pull these nails out of here. Alright. Alright, looks like we have... Alright, well, we've got a little popping switch here that it engages from your front. It's a safety for making sure you're actually touching something before you shoot a nail through somebody's finger. Not like that ever happens. Speaking of which, I'm going to take this off before I mess it up. Alright, see, does this thing want to come apart? Yep, not quite. I think we're going to take off our... Alright, probably going to take off our magazine here. Alright, so that would be our nail slide. I'm not sure what you call that. Set that right there. Alright, put the nut back on my screw so I don't lose it. Now we should be able to lose our... Nope. Alright, looks like that didn't have to come out. Let me put that back in before I lose it. Looks like all it's holding me is this up here. Okay. And we lost our magazine there. Getting down to some interesting stuff here. See if we can't get this clamshell off of here. Oh well, as I always said, if you can't take it apart, keep taking screws out until it falls apart. Let's see which way is the better way to go with it this time. Oh, when in doubt, get you a flat head. I wonder if they've got a screw hiding under this. That'd be a very dirty trick of them. I wonder if it's this sticker. We can take care of that right quick. Alright, I think that is what was holding us. Now let's see what we got in here. Yeah, there it goes. There went my safety switch fell out. That should be everything. Alright, now that we're on the inside here, see, we can check out the molding here. And I have to say, it is pretty stout, considering it's a hugely wide, thin thing. Got a lot of honeycombing in here, just to keep it nice and strong. Let's see, PA6 GF30. Yep. With a thermoplastic overmold. So, that's one half of it. And here we get to the meat of the potatoes here. So we got our switch, our LED. This is for our sequential fire. And single shot down here. You can kind of see, we got a little circuit board there for it. And here's where our battery comes in. Let's see if we can't get this little guy out of here. Uh-oh. Since now I don't know where it... Okay. I'm going to have to figure that out. Oh, I guess it goes in like that. Yeah. Alright. So we got our little motor down here. This is... I forget what Ridgid calls their motors. See, it looks like this whole deal come out of here. Let's see if we can get this loose. All of these little wires. Alright. Oh, this is going to be fun to put back together. The wires feel fairly good. They're not cheap feeling wires, which is usually what you get in something like this. Alright. Here's the other half of the clamshell. And they went serious with this honeycombing in here and just all this extra support that they put in. Now granted, you're locked up against a metal cylinder here, so I don't know how much support you really need for it, but I guess you do what you do. See, we got our 3 phases that go into our motor here. A little brushless. This is, yep, yeah, that's brushless. A little brushless motor. Not sure how that's connected through this gearbox here. Let's see if I can separate this motor. Alright, see if our motor comes out. Ooh, a little wiggly. Alright. So we have a gear. Looks like it rides. This has a rack and a pinion. So, should, yep, there it goes. You can see as I push my cylinder in, that's how it operates. And it's probably spring loaded to where it'll pull it back and then, no, it couldn't do that, could it? And again, what's this for? Do you have any LEDs up here? Ah. These are the wires ran up here to our little safety switch. Wow. I'd like to see what's inside this gear housing here. Don't think we're going to get into it though. here's that screw that we were seeing. Ooh, that's geared really low. Alright, so we got a couple thousand RPM off of that. Then we have our, they say it's magnesium, but I'm really assuming this head is magnesium. This is going to be an aluminum cylinder with a plunger down in it that, but it has to be able to shoot this in fast. Okay, so this motor pulls in your cylinder. At the same time, you would be compressing air, and then shoot, possibly. Then we have our nail setter right there. You see this? It's actually what drives your nail in. I want to see if I could run this outside of the casement. Alright, gotta be real careful with those. These are just little plastic ears. And again, this has just got to be a gearbox for gearing this down to your final piston for that rack. But we're also going to give this a quick little shot. I doubt this is going to work because it has so many safeties attached to it that it probably won't. But we're going to give it a shot. Yeah, no. Alright. Interesting thing. See if I can get that to happen again. Huh. Push our little safety in. Alright, it jumped out of its teeth there. Let's see. Alright, what's happening is, from what I can tell, it will push the cylinder back, sucking in air. Pop. 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 So it will actually work similar to a car pulling air and gas in. Is it'll move the cylinder backwards, suck in air, and then compress it and let the gas go all at once. But this is a really cool little thing here. Like I said, I wish I could get it a little further apart, but this whole head up here seems to be press fit together. Not quite sure how that guy comes apart there. So from here, I'm actually going to put the thing back together. Let me take the battery off of here so I don't kill myself. Alright, so what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to put the thing back together. I'm going to see, well, really, if I can put it back together. This was, I don't know, it wasn't too bad, but very easily could pinch something putting it back together. And see if I can get it working again. And see what happens from there. So let me see if we can get this thing to work again. And that's somewhere like a detect. Somewhere like a so. And we gotta try to get all this back in, which is gonna be the fun part. It's like a ram stick. It's huge. Got our ram stick back in. Okay. Now we're gonna put in our little LED board. I'm hoping all this is going in the right direction and in the right areas, because usually you can just about tell where something was supposed to be just by what it looks like. So I'm gonna push some of these wires down in this little channel. Come back with my battery wires. Take that black wire. and that back wire. And run this around here. Alrighty. Put a little detent spring back in here. Now I've got all these extra wires that don't know where they go. Alrighty. See if we can get our switch back installed. Okay. Got that switch back in. Major tone to ground control. Alright, what hits my button here? How's my button get hit? Okay. Put that back in. Put my bottom back in. Boop, boop. Hitting the button. So, I think we have the base of it back together. We're about to try to get the yeah, we'll try getting the other clamshell on. At least that'll hold everything I've done in place. Looks like all of our clamshell went back together well. So, before I get too much further, I'm going to put a couple screws going around to make sure I don't lose any progress I've had going here. I'll put my back cut back on here, if I can find it. Uh-oh. Gotta love losing parts when you haven't moved anywhere. Oh, there we go. Doo-doo-doo, no one saw that. Alrighty. Alrighty, now we're looking at the front here, and I forget everything that I've done. I think I messed up. Alright, snappity snap. I've got these two right here. I believe these are my last two screws. And she works. Cool. Okay, so this is Ridgid's brushless hyperdrive 18 volt nailer. If you wanted to know my opinion on this thing, watch the last video I had put out reviewing this. Right there at the end, I give my summed up opinion as far as would I buy this thing or not. As far as taking it apart and putting it back together, I was actually very surprised at how easily it came apart and how not complicated this thing is. It was kind of intimidating working up, to taking this thing apart. I didn't think I was going to get it back together when I was done with it, blah de blah, but lo and behold, it wasn't too much of a chore. Now granted, I didn't tear into it as deeply as I could have. I probably could have tore this cylinder open and pulled our plunger out and looked at the springs and stuff in there, but to be truthfully honest, it had just a rack, sorry, that goes back and forth and it moves its piston with the motor. There's nothing much to it. It's just a cylinder and a piston, so there wouldn't have been a whole lot to look at in there anyway. But this has been the Ridgid Hyperdrive 18 gauge brushless nailer, and that's how she was put together and how it works. And until next time, y'all have a wonderful day, and I will see y'all on the next video. Thank you.